Good morning, world. This is Dr. Melissa, and you are watching Mornings with Melissa, in which I sit, I drink my coffee, and we talk about the health news that is recent within the last few days. Today, we're going to be talking about an article I read from Business Insider about Dr. Anthony Fauci, and really just about how everything that he says is kind of like picked apart. So he gives some really simple advice in this article that I think anybody could benefit from for health and immunity. And right now, our world is in a big health crisis. So anything that we can do to help improve our personal health is going to help improve the health of the world as well. So, what does this top expert have to say about how you can help boost your immunity? Well, the number one, he says, is get a reasonable amount of sleep. That's totally awesome. Sleep is so good for you. It helps your body heal. It repairs things while you're sleeping. It allows your mind to rest and relax. Sleep is essential for our bodies to survive. I think I was reading sleep.org. Oh, sleepfoundation.org says that younger people, like babies, for example, should be sleeping like 14 to 17 hours, but adults on average should be sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night. And that's a person that's 18 years or older. So even teenagers should be sleeping more than probably 9 hours. I think it said on their chart here, school age children should sleep up to 11 hours. So kids need a lot of sleep because they're growing. In fact, our body releases growth hormone at night while we're sleeping, and our body uses that to be healthy, to like repair its organs and cells and things. So sleep is really important, and that is one of the things that Dr. Fauci suggests for helping with your immunity. I also suggest that to my patients a lot. Sleep is a very important thing. The number two thing that Dr. Fauci recommends is to get a good diet. That's totally awesome. Diet is one of the biggest contributing factors that influence people's health in America today. Almost 50% of Americans are obese, and 50% of Americans have three major risk factors that are involved with COVID, which is obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Our diet is a huge component to influencing the outcomes of getting those diseases, or also having a poor outcome from those diseases. So diet is so important. And in a lot of the articles that I read this morning, it really talked about making sure that you get like the Mediterranean diet, which is a diet that has a lot of vegetables, a little bit of fruit, some very light fishes, and like olive oils. It has omega fats in it. It's low in saturated fat, but high in what are called high density fats, which are good for you. So the Mediterranean diet, fruits, vegetables, a little bit of meat, no processed meat, that is what is recommended in order to have a healthy long-term eating lifestyle. So healthy diet was number two that Dr. Fauci said. So what else does he say? Oh, and he says number three, this is a huge one right here. Try to avoid or alleviate severe stress, which we know can impact the immune system. Well, I understand that right now we're all under probably more stress than normal. There's a lot of uncertainty going on in the world, right? We don't know what's happening with this virus, how it's going to affect our body. A lot of people are afraid that they're going to die, and that's just totally awful. So, what are some of the things that we can do to relieve that stress? Well, one of the resounding topics I would say that exists here so far in my Mornings with Melissa series is getting up and move. Numerous studies say that walking is very good for you. Walking helps your brain release chemicals that help your body relieve stress and anxiety. I have at least 6 articles sitting up here in front of me that talked about the effects that something as simple as walking has on our body. We can get outside also, which helps a lot, because being in nature is soothing for our brain as well. And one of the articles particularly talked about doing what's called meditative walking, and it actually had more benefits, cardiovascularly speaking, than just walking alone. And it was as simple as counting your steps: 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and being mindful of the steps that you take. And if you fall out of count and you start thinking about something else, the suggestion just is, oh well, and you just start counting again. These people that had what's called meditative walking had a better cardiovascular benefit in a shorter amount of time with their walking stress management strategy. So I thought that that was pretty cool. So if you want to take that next step and work on mindfulness while you walk, it will be more beneficial to you. But also just getting out and walking, it can change your life. And it's really cool because it's also low impact. So, if you want to do something more higher impact, certainly you can go run. But if your body starts hurting when you do it, that's a sign that maybe you're not ready to run yet. And if your body hurts when you walk, gauge your time. How long can you walk before it starts hurting? Take that as a mental note, and the next time you walk, you only go half of that time out, and then you walk back that same amount of time basically. So say your knees hurt after you walk for 10 minutes. Well, the next day you walk out for 5 minutes, and then walk back for 5 minutes, and then let your body rest and heal. And the next day, do the same thing and do that for like a week. And then the next week, try to walk longer and see what happens. Maybe you're going to get to 15 minutes before your knees hurt, right? That would be totally awesome. So you're walking longer without pain, but maybe not to 20 minutes yet, which, by the way, is what they define as cardiovascular exercise. But if you can't get to that 20, you just work towards it slowly over time. That's the way that it works. And as far as health is concerned and helping and boost your immunity, exercise is known to do that. And I know that my first episode of this series was about, the terror that looms because of the flu season coming up this winter, combined with any sort of COVID combination, that it can be really hard. Well, if we start taking steps now to work on our health, we can reduce the impact later, because when you're healthier, your body is better able to fight. It's better able to fight the flu. It's better able to fight the seasonal cold. It's probably going to be better able to fight COVID as well. So now's the time. You can get up, you can walk. If 5 minutes outside is too far, get up and walk around your house. Just get up and move. It can change your life. It will help your immunity. Listen to Dr. Fauci's on his 3 tips. Make sure you're getting your sleep. Make sure you're eating a good diet. Mediterranean diet is what they suggest. And stress relieving practices. Today we talked about walking, and I'm sure we'll talk about walking some more. So thanks for watching today, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Happy Saturday.